Callie here, and today I want to talk about something I find very interesting. All right, you see in the title, it is Fantasies Are Not Real, but Your Dreams Are. Okay, so what does this mean? Well, to understand what I'm saying here, you first have to understand one thing about your brain, okay? Your brain is built to recognize two things, all right? You have truth and lies, okay? You could also say that your brain is built to recognize fantasy versus reality, okay? One part of the brain recognizes fantasy, the other part of the brain recognizes reality, okay? So, we need fantasy to exist here in this physical realm, in this material realm, all right? To even exist in a realm as solid and physical as this one, we need fantasy because deep down we know the truth, which is that we are infinite energy, okay? We are energy. We have no solid form. We have manifested physically into this physical reality, or should I say into this physical fantasy, just to play. All right, we need the fantasy to play here in the physical realm. We come here to play, after all, don't we? You may have got confused on why you're here, but really, we're here just to enjoy ourselves. But this is why we have dreams and why we have connections, okay? Anything you can feel or experience is real. That's why when you have a dream that's really scary and you can feel your heart pounding and you wake up and you're like, whoa, that felt so real. It's in the words, you guys. That felt so real. You can feel that emotion, right? Remember, emotion is energy in motion, what we are in motion, because we're always in motion, all right? So, also, with people, you feel attracted, okay? You make connections with people, and you can feel it. That's how you fall in love. Love, you can feel. So love is real, okay? Love comes in many different forms. Any connection you can feel with someone is real. If I told you that this physical world we live in is really the dream, would you believe me? And then the dream world is really the real world. We have to be in a dream because obviously if we're energy, which is the truth, it's scientifically proven, we obviously cannot really be here in this physical world that you see and wake up every day in. But yet here we are, all right? We wake up here every day, and when we close our eyes, that's the real world. That is not a dream. When we open our eyes, this is a fantasy. This is our imagination. If we are energy, then the truth is the dream world is the real world. Or should I say one of the real worlds. Every day we wake up in a fantasy. Every day when the sun comes up, we wake up into this world and completely forget about the real world that we exist in. We pretend that we're here in this physical world, in this flesh, in this bodysuit, and we completely forget that the real us exists outside of this realm, or should I say within ourselves. When you close your eyes, that is the real you. Can you remember your dreams? The dream world is where you really exist. Why do you think people can astral project? Why do you think people can lucid dream? Do you think the astral world is some fake imagination? And if you do, well, let me tell you, this world is imagination. All the worlds are imaginations. This realm that we're in is one of many different realms. When we go into the dream world, we enter into the state of infinite possibilities, infinite dimensions, because we are infinite energy. So next time you start thinking, hey, this life sucks, I'm so miserable, remember, this isn't even the real world. It may suck so bad because you forgot. You're living in the dream world and you think that it's real. Now trust me, this is harder said than done, because this real world that is really just a fantasy feels real because we really are experiencing it. But it's not all we are. There's so much more to us as humans. Okay? So next time you're thinking you're really so small in such a big world, you're actually really big in a small world. So small that you had to come into this physical realm just to pretend that you're so small. So, yeah. That's something I find really interesting, and something that even I have to remind myself of a lot, because I too wake up every day and think, man, this is my world. This is my only world. And I forget about who I really am, or where I really am, or what I'm truly capable. The same thing you are truly capable of. For fun, next time close your eyes and try to go anywhere you want. Use your imagination. Why do you think children have so much fun? Because they didn't forget who they are. They know the power of imagination. Okay? So, with that said, children can teach us a whole lot. There's a reason why they say child is the father of man. So, all right, you guys. I hope that resonated with some of you. I'm going to do another video explaining a little more in detail about how the brain works, how we work inside of the brain, and to further back up this statement that fantasies are not real. Okay, so if you guys noticed, my video cut off because I'm only allowed 10 minutes. So, as I was saying, fantasies are not real, but dreams are. Okay? Something else you guys may find a little interesting is that behind every fantasy is a man, or even maybe a couple men, or people making millions or billions of dollars. They have actually created fantasies within our great fantasy, okay? To where they can give us an idea of a fantasy. For instance, BDSM, okay? And then they can make millions of dollars off this fantastical idea, all right? That is not reality. Sure, people can reenact these fantasies, but it's just another fantasy. BDSM actually has turned into a franchise, okay? So what this means is they implanted an idea. Fantasies always come from someone else. They don't come from you. They're not your dream. They're not your desire. It's been implanted. It's an idea that someone put into your mind. And nothing is more contagious and even more poisonous than an idea. So they gave us the idea of BDSM. Can anyone guess where? I remember a particular movie that was quite moving. We'll say that, okay? And it seemed as though after this movie, BDSM became all the rave. It became so popular, all right? Millions of people looking it up, millions of people wanting to try it. And next thing you know, BDSM has its own merchandise, okay? They can sell us products now that have to do with BDSM because people have this fantasy of wanting to try it. And my guess is if you did try it, it probably wasn't all you thought it would be. It probably didn't live up to the thoughts you had in your imagination. Because the real world doesn't usually work like that. Now, maybe you do it to please someone else. Maybe you really think it's what you want to do. Who am I to say? I don't know. But as you can already see, the more popular a fantasy becomes, the more money the people who created it make off of this fantasy. So, fantasies are completely made up ideas created to mess with the minds of people because people don't know who they really are. So they give them these ideas. And like I said, the mind, the brain can say what is truth and what is a lie. So part of you is saying, ooh, that's real. Part of you is like, that's not real. Truth, lie. So because they're giving us so many lies, it's hard to find any truth. And these fantasies are created to mess with our minds so we don't remember who we are and we continue to just act like consumers, to just consume and consume as though we're computers. Now, the body is a computer, but we are inside of it and we have free will. Act like a complete robotic animal or be individual us. We have a choice. Create, destroy. So, I mean, it's really up to you. Fantasy is not real, but it is fun to see. Fantasy, fun to see, all right? So we watch people doing what we fantasize because we get entertainment out of it. We enjoy it, even if we're not experiencing it. I mean, how many of you guys, when the whole BDSM movie came out, how many of you went and Googled BDSM? I'm guessing pretty much everyone. Nature is the reality here in this overall fantasy, okay? If this physical world is a fantasy, the one theme that is overall dominant is nature, okay? We're one part of a large nature, okay? How things exist here in the physical realm, okay? There isn't much outside of that here. Sure, we can pretend, we can live in a fantasy within a fantasy, but the truth is, we are just creatures of earth with the ability to create. Are you creating or are you destroying yourself? Because that's what we end up destroying when we're not creating. So these fantasies are created to continue and help us destroy ourselves when we could actually be creating our own fantasies, creating our own that originate from us, not ideas that were force-fed because there's people in the world who want to make money off of us. And not only that, they want to keep us in this fake reality. They want to keep us in this fantasy because we're feeding their dreams. We're feeding their lives. Now, why this all is goes a little bit deep, and I don't think I have enough time to really get into why exactly these people, or beings, I should call them, need us to feed their dreams. But that is the truth. It may resonate somewhere within you. Okay? So yeah, that is just something else I find really interesting. And from my own experience, fantasies, you know, like the romance you see on TV, it's not, real life isn't like that. And we all search and search and search, and we end up miserable because we believe in fantasies. We believe in things that are not reality. We don't know who we are. We think this fantasy is the real world, and it's not. And you're going to be really unhappy until you remember who you are and you figure that out. So with that said, you guys, that's all for me tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, maybe understood a little something. I don't know. If you guys like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to comment on the video, let me know what you think. Am I crazy? Am I wrong? Share the video if you want. All right. And last but not least, if you haven't already, subscribe, you guys. Subscribe. All right. You guys take it very easy. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and much love to you guys.